Alright guys, before anything, let me say this disclaimer that this video by no means is a diss on Gio Urshela at all. There's really just some unfortunate circumstances that we sit in right now where he could be the odd man out. And let me lay it all out there for you. So we know right now the current state of the Yankees offseason quotes, because we're in the lockout, but we're going to get a shortstop regardless of who it is. I want Carlos Correa, I would like Trevor Story, but no matter if it's somebody that we like or don't like, no matter who, we're going to get a shortstop. And we're going to have a first baseman that is not DJ LeMahieu. The Yankees have made it pretty clear they don't want DJ to play first, at least full-time. So whether or not Luke Voit stays, which I don't see happening, or they go out and get somebody else like Matt Olson, which I hope happens, point is, DJ LeMahieu is going to have to play third because he's not playing first. Gleyber Torres is no longer a shortstop. He's going to be playing second base. So if you have a first baseman, if you have a third baseman, and you have a second baseman, how does that work out for Gio Urshela? Now, I know the immediate response would be, oh, well, Gio Urshela can play shortstop. There you go. Well, yeah, he can play shortstop. He can play shortstop in a bind. But he had a 96 WRC plus last year. He had an OPS, I believe, like around 720, just off the top of my head. And, maybe I'm not going to say he was a merchant of the juice balls. No, Gio Urshela, he really was a great story. But the offense he put up last year, that wouldn't cut it in 2022 in 150 games from the shortstop position, knowing that Correa is on the market and Story is on the market. They're both possibilities. You can't go into 2022 with Gio Urshela as your starting shortstop. And I saw some of the comments on my last video about Matt Chapman. The Yankees might want to turn him, a third baseman, into a shortstop. That's kind of the same deal you're getting with Urshela. Now, he definitely can play shortstop in a bind, don't get me wrong. And that leads me to what we should do with Urshela. I'm not saying we got to trade him, although I definitely would put him on the table. If we can get a nice return back for him, or like a reasonable return back for him, I have no problem. Once again, I love Gio. I really do. I'm grateful for what he did in pinstripes. 2019, great year, breakout year. 2020 followed it up and made it prove that he was a solid baseball player. And it was great production in 2020. And then this past year, with the balls kind of being deflated or whatever, he took a dip off. But if we can trade him, that could definitely be the smart move for us. But if not, here's what I think his role could perfectly be. He could be what DJ LeMahieu was going to be going into 2019. Be a super utility guy, somebody that's, for starters, one injury away from starting every single day. And with the Yankees, we know that's almost definitely going to happen. It's a guarantee. Or we know how the Yankees like to operate their rest day schedule. Urshela can play, he could play first base if he had to, but you more so consider him a third baseman, a shortstop. He can also play second base. So whoever you need to spell a day, Gleyber, whoever the shortstop is, or DJ, that's where you can get Urshela in. And if everything went as planned, which it won't, under that strategy, Urshela would still end up playing probably, I bet you, like 115, 125 games. But that's not going to happen because somebody's going to get hurt. And there you go. It's the same way I talk about Nestor Cortez. I don't say I'm very high on Nestor Cortez, but I do believe he's not maybe like a 2.70 ERA good of a pitcher, but I think he's a solid pitcher, and I'm excited to see what he does this year. But I still think the Yankees should go out and get a number 3 starter or number whatever starter and push him back to being their swingman. That way, you're one injury away from Nestor Cortez being in the rotation, and that's a pretty good insurance plan. And that's the way I feel about Gio Urshela. He's a pretty good insurance plan, but not the guy you want to roll into the start of the season with, saying he's going to put up the same production he did a couple years ago. When I don't know what the story is in the juice balls. We have no idea what the baseballs are going to be like, as far as I know, going into 2022. But I don't think they're going to be juiced. So that's kind of where I stand on the whole thing. And I feel like it's a topic not too many people have talked about. We're all like, oh, which shortstops did the Yankees get? Are they going to get a first baseman? Are they going to bring back Rizzo? Go get Olson? Whoever. What are the Yankees doing with Gio Urshela? Are they trading him, or are they going to bench him? I honestly, if I had to guess, I think, there's 3 possibilities. They're either going to go into 2022 with him starting at third, they're going to trade him, or they're going to put him on the bench. Those are the 3 options, right? I'd say if you make a little pie chart, the most likely scenario I think would be that they trade him, because Urshela does still have value. And among the 30, or the top 30 third baseman in the league, he probably is right around the cusp of maybe being a top 15. Maybe. I'd have to look. So, with a good defense, and his bat isn't, it's not atrocious by any means. I mean, he was below average this past year, but it's not like he was an incompetent at bat by any means. So he definitely still has value, is what I'm saying. So you could get something for him. I would hope that they, like I said, I don't care. They can 100% trade Gio, and if they get a good return, a reasonable return, I'm cool with that. And I think you guys would be as well. But my plan right now, if I'm Brian Cashman, go into the year with him as your super utility guy. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think it's a good idea, or you think I'm, totally off the walls, or do you think the Yankees are going to somehow start him in 2020? I don't see how that happens. The only way that happens, really, is if they decide to put him at shortstop, to make him their starting shortstop. Other than that, DJ LeMahieu's not playing first, so he's going to play third because Gleyber's playing second. yeah, point is, Gio's the odd man out. So let me know what you guys think about this. And yeah, drop a comment down below. I'm responding to every single one, at least within the first couple days or so. I mean, like if you comment 10 years later, there's a chance I won't respond. But yeah, drop a comment, drop a like, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys next time. Let's go, Yankees.